Now on CoastTV News.
Back to the drawing board, why Georgetown has to rewrite its rules for recreational marijuana businesses.
Matter of days after the deadly and devastating Key Bridge collapse, the Port of Baltimore Channel is almost ready to fully open.
A new family gives this filly a reason to smile. The heartbreaking story behind this little pony.
In the hands of the jury, the closing arguments are over. The Hunter Biden trial will now be decided in deliberation.
And it looks like it's not indecisive anymore. Those scattered showers are now starting to make a move towards Delmarva. Get ready to rumble late tonight, and we're not talking wrestling here.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Recreational marijuana stores in Georgetown. Recreational marijuana stores in Georgetown hit a snag. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with a zoning change in Georgetown that could allow marijuana retail stores if it passes. New at 11, the town had a first reading on the ordinance, and it looks like they'll have to do that part again.
Georgetown Town Council voted to redraft its regulations for retail marijuana stores. Now, exactly what's going to be in there, it's not clear yet. Heading into this meeting, the plans were for no more than 2 state-licensed retail marijuana stores operating within town limits. The mayor saying these requirements would likely limit businesses to retail space on the highway and not downtown.
The architecture of the building must be consistent with the surrounding area. Town Council debated changing the store opening time from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., which is part of why the ordinance is being sent back for some revisions.
Mandating a distance that these stores can be from schools, daycares, rehab homes, and churches was also part of the conversation. But remember, the marijuana products that can be sold are state regulated, and users still will have to abide by state laws.
But yet again, people on both sides were passionate at this meeting.
We're trying to do something here in Georgetown that I'll tell you what, I know we want to be the first. I'd rather be the last.
She was undergoing severe chemotherapy. This was prescribed to control the nausea and increase her appetite. Without this, she was down to 95 pounds.
Mayor Bill West says suggestions from the public are encouraged as the ordinance is redrafted.
It will have to go through the first reading again before it could then move to a second reading and possibly be adopted. All of which brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, what benefit do you see from marijuana businesses?
Let's take a look at the updated results on your screen here. It looks like so far since we last checked, 51% of people who voted in our poll say local revenue is a benefit. 37% don't see a benefit at all. And
this is a real story of how things have changed throughout the night, because earlier this evening, no benefit was the clear leader. That has sort of switched. So if you want to be involved in this, if you want to be a part of the polling, you can go vote at coasttv.com or use the CoastTV mobile app. New at 11, Milford police detectives are investigating a shooting that happened early Sunday morning. The agency says that the shooting happened near the Brightway Commons apartment complex around 4:35 a.m. on June 9th. According to police, a 37-year-old man arrived at Bay Health Sussex campus in a private car with non-life-threatening wounds from a gunshot. Anybody with information is asked to call Milford Police or Delaware Crime Stoppers.
Tonight, police are still investigating after a 17-year-old girl was shot in Ellendale Sunday afternoon and died at a hospital. According to Delaware State Police, this was at the Ellendale Community Center on North Old State Road. Troopers were called there at 4:30 p.m. They say a fight broke out. One person pulled out a gun and fired several shots. A 19-year-old man was treated for non-life-threatening injuries.
New at 11, closing arguments in Hunter Biden's criminal trial. Those are now finished, and now the case is in the hands of the jury.
The president's only surviving son faces 3 charges tied to the possession of a gun while using narcotics and has pleaded not guilty.
NBC's Ryan Nobles was in Wilmington. He filed this story.
The jury has the case in the Hunter Biden federal criminal trial, but they've yet to reach a verdict. The jury was dismissed on Monday evening. They'll come back first thing tomorrow morning and continue those deliberations. This after they heard closing arguments from both the prosecution and the defense. The prosecution making the case that there's an overwhelming amount of evidence that Hunter Biden was an addict for a 4-year period, and specifically was an addict during that window of time where he checked no on a federal form in order to purchase a gun that stated he was not an active drug user. The defense, meanwhile, arguing that there is enough reasonable doubt there to render this verdict as not guilty. They say that while the prosecution has presented a lot of evidence, direct evidence of Hunter Biden's drug abuse over those 4 years, they have no direct evidence during that window of time of October 2018, and that should be enough to say that he is not guilty. First Lady Jill Biden was in the courtroom again today. She's missed all but one day of this trial. The jury will pick back up tomorrow morning with a verdict coming shortly.
Elsewhere at the intersection of politics and criminal cases, former President Donald Trump had his interview with a probation officer today, this following his conviction last month on all 34 charges in his hush money trial. These meetings make up part of the report that will be ultimately submitted to Judge Juan Marchand as he makes his ruling ahead of sentencing. That's scheduled to happen just over a month from now on July 11th. He faces anything from probation to 4 years in state prison on each count, which has a maximum 20 years.
And in Arizona, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has released Rudy Giuliani's mugshot. Giuliani was required to show up to Arizona in person for booking procedures following his virtual arraignment on May 21st. The former New York City mayor has been indicted in connection to Arizona's fake electors case, along with 17 others. Giuliani has pleaded not guilty to 9 felony charges for his alleged role in the 2020 election interference case. And now let's take a live look outside as we check on the weather here. This is a live look into Seaford. Our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, joins us now with a look at our forecast. We might see a little rain.
Yeah, you know what, Mallory? In fact, that rain is trying to sneak in right now, but we caught it on radar. We'll track it for you. Don't worry, not slipping by us at all. Our Spicer Brothers camera in Salisbury, we're starting to see increasing moisture there as well. Starting to get a little hazy there. And we're going to see some scattered sprinkles begin to kick in from midnight going to about 3 o'clock in the morning. Overall, in the Seaford camera was actually indicating that we had a little rain that was happening there. I guess the rain affected it. But we start off with temperatures in the 50s for right now. 50s for us actually in Salisbury. And when you compare that to where we're supposed to be for this time of the year, we actually went up a tick to 82 degrees, 57 for the starting point for this morning. Now, coming up, we're going to be talking about the scattered showers that we're tracking right now and how it's going to move into our area. Maybe mix things up a little bit on Tuesday, but then after that, it's going to be clear sailing. Back to you.
Thank you, Paul. New at 11, some good news from the Port of Baltimore. The channel could fully reopen in just the next few days. Unified Command originally targeted this past weekend to reopen the 700-foot wide channel, but that didn't happen. On Sunday, the Army Corps of Engineers said that salvage operators believe they have now fully cleared the area. Authorities are now inspecting the water with sonar and other tools. That's to ensure that there's no hazard to navigation. The channel has been closed since late March when a cargo ship struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge, forcing it to collapse into the Patapsco River, and the crash killed 6 construction workers who were on the bridge at the time. New at 11, Delaware State Police have extradited a man to Delaware for a shooting and a killing another man last week. Just before 11 a.m. on June 4th, police responded to a shooting in the area of St. Thomas Boulevard. Troopers say 19-year-old Malachi Waters of Millsboro is the suspect. Officers say they found a 26-year-old man shot. He died at the hospital. After shots were fired, DSP said Waters drove away from the scene, and shortly after, troopers stopped the car in Delmar, where Waters tried to run away, was quickly arrested. Upon extradition to Delaware, he will be charged with murder, first degree, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony.
I'm Madeline Oberturf, and here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Police in Salisbury are investigating a murder. According to officers, a Florida man was shot and killed on Naylor Mill Road, where Franklin Rodriguez got into a fight with another person who shot Rodriguez before running away. Police are looking for Rodriguez's murderer. Don't play ball just yet at Pocomoke Middle School. The county's recreation department announced a ribbon cutting previously scheduled for Wednesday is being postponed due to contractor delays. Happy news in Chincoteague. This is Wildfire's filly. The filly was adopted by another mare after her mom, Wildfire, died after a severe injury. Saltwater Cowboys, though, say she is doing great with her new step sibling and her new mama. Let's look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
After years of discussing what should be done to this bridge in Fenwick Island, DelDOT officially has a plan in mind to make these changes a reality. According to DelDOT, they plan on making a new 484-foot bridge. This will be a much wider bridge that will include a shared-use bike lane shoulder. DelDOT also plans on improving Bennett and Dukes Avenue by adding sidewalks on all four corners of the bridge. One local in Fenwick Island thinks these are great changes.
I think of emergency situation, the bridge does need to be a bit larger for emergency vehicles, also for safety for traffic.
DelDOT hopes to start these changes in the fall of 2025.
We're just getting going here this evening.
Still to come, Apple AI. The tech giant is teaming up with the biggest name in artificial intelligence, but what does that mean for you?
But first, helping those who help our summer economy, how local volunteers are helping J1 student workers.
Here's a look at our Bay forecast. Listen, watch out for a chance of scattered showers for us on Tuesday, both in Cambridge and in Crisfield. But after that, we're dry on Wednesday and becoming very steamy on Thursday. And there's a surprise on Friday. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
The dog days of summer are discount days at Johnny Janosic. Save up to 50%, plus an extra 10% off everything. And 36-month special financing. Shop the dog days of summer clearance sale, going on now at Johnny Janosic.
It's whaler season at Taylor Marine Center. Enjoy summer savings on the unsinkable legend, Boston Whaler. Taylor Marine Center has unprecedented inventory, factory incentives, and year-end savings on Montauk's Vantages, the newly designed Dauntless, and the offshore classic Outrage. Taylor Marine Center, with 2 award-winning locations to serve you in Milford, Delaware, and Ocean City, Maryland. Visit Taylor Marine today, your whaler season dealer.
What's the difference between their mattresses and Janosic mattresses? The largest selection in the region. A new mattress can be yours today with lower payment options and free local delivery on premium mattresses. Buy better at Johnny Janosic.
Well, we're starting to get that first wave of rain that we expect to come throughout the late night, early morning hours, and will more than likely make good on our promise for some more scattered showers for tomorrow afternoon. Our Hershey's exterior camera in Ocean City indicating, hey, by the time we get to 1 o'clock in the morning in Ocean City, we will have those scattered showers popping up. Today's highs in the 80s, 82 in Georgetown, 83 Salisbury, 84 for the high in Ocean City. Now, about the same where we were yesterday. When you kind of balance it out, 3 positive here, 3 negative there, and 0 right here. That's a net 0 all the way around, right? So anyway, we're taking a look, temperatures in the 70s, lower 70s along the coast, but we're cooled down to a 69 degrees in Milton and 68 degrees in Redden. And for our runner's cast, listen, we're expecting for it to start off with a good deal of sunshine. We should get rid of the early morning rain when the sun comes up. And then we begin to get a little more muggy throughout the afternoon hours to set us up for a chance of scattered showers in the afternoon. Now, speaking of that, let's take a look at the timing of that. So by midnight, we're looking for scattered sprinkles pushing through Salisbury at 2:30, Ocean Pines, Berlin, and Newark. We go Tuesday morning, 7:30, temps in the 60s, winds are out of the northeast. Then we go to 3 o'clock, only a blip of rain for us, right, along the highway between Snow Hill and Newark. And the new model run is indicating it's going to be relatively dry in the most southern portion of our viewing area. Now, a different model here showing us by the time we get to Tuesday in the afternoon, we're seeing some light rain here. So the models are starting to gel a little bit with the last run of them. And it's reflected in the amount of rain that we're expecting, less than 1/10 of an inch for just about the entire Delmarva Peninsula. And then when you begin to take a look at our expectations over the next 3 days, we still have it looking dry in Wallops Island and Assateague for Tuesday. But Wednesday and Thursday, we're not expecting any problems at all. We're looking at limited amount of precipitation for us in Ocean City and South Bethany for Tuesday, and the same holds true for us in Cape Henlopen and Dewey Beach. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. So we're going to watch out for that afternoon spot shower thunderstorm once again before sunrise and then right after lunchtime.
Paul, picture some of your Rehoboth Beach essentials. You got Funland, boardwalk shops, etc. Well, a lot of those businesses rely on J1 students for help.
The students come over on temporary visas to staff summer businesses, but the land of opportunity can prove to be the land of hardship for many.
Coast TV News anchor Madeline Overturf shows us how local volunteers are working to stop that.
It's a busy morning at St. Edmund's Church in Rehoboth Beach.
And these are gift bags from the hotel.
But it's not a time for prayer here. It's a place of answered prayers. J1 student workers like Bora and Peter are here for a free bite to eat, free toiletries, and more.
Yeah, it's good to see that that local people do this kind of things. It's helpful for us.
They care of us, so it's nice to see you.
For the rest of the summer, local businesses and volunteers will be here every Monday morning. This expanded food pantry is more necessary than you may know.
The situation was brought to our attention initially that many of the children who were coming here, it was costly to get here. By the time they found a job and found a place to live, they would go without food. So 3-4 days with them not having anything to eat.
Donors like Izzy Techman from the Henlopen Hotel say these students are crucial for Rehoboth's economy and say this is the least they can do.
It's not easy being accustomed to a new culture and a new place. So, just if we could even make their day even the slightest, I think we'll just have better, just better relations with foreign countries as well.
Whether it's a fuller belly or a smaller grocery bill, it really is the thought that counts.
It's part of the American way, is it not?
As our coastal communities look to make visiting workers from far-off lands feel a little more comfortable at home. The pantry will be open every Monday from 10 to 12 through August.
Here's something to look forward to this week. The Berlin bathtub races are happening this Friday. The friendly races feature local and businesses competing using their own designed racing bathtub. Coast Life will have a live pre-show at 4 p.m. on the Delmarva Sports Network. Then watch the races live at 6 on the Delmarva Sports Network through your TV or the DSN app.
Still to come, boardwalk history celebrating 60 years of the Ocean City Tram.
But first, looking back in time in Rehoboth Beach, where you can next see the display that brings the city's railroad era to life.
At FH Fur, we know that a dripping faucet isn't just a nuisance. It's your home crying for help. That's why we say no to dispatch fees and goodbye to diagnostic charges. With our Get a Plumber in Your Home for Free promise, we focus on what really matters, solving your plumbing woes. Whether it's a stubborn clog, a running toilet, or a water heater on the fritz, we bring knowledge, experience, and professionalism right to your doorstep, free.
Call Fur. FH Fur. FHFur.com.
Life. Just when you think you've got it made, you've got another thing coming. To which we say, bring it on. Your heart needs a hand? We've got hands committed to saving hundreds of hearts each year. You're facing a storm? Hey, storm, is that all you got? Because we've got more. More ways to help, to provide hope, with a commitment to your health that runs deep.
The dog days of summer are discount days at Johnny Janosic. Save up to 50% store-wide, plus an extra 10% off everything, including clearance items, and 36-month special financing. Get this triple reclining sofa or double reclining sofa with drop-down table, only $899.95, and special introductory pricing on Kingsdown mattresses starting at just $599.95. Shop the dog days of summer clearance sale, going on now at Johnny Janosic.
As I get older, I was getting a little off balance. Got recommendations for baths by Bicep Brothers. I love my shower. It's perfect for me. My favorite part was probably how quick and easy it was. They came in the morning and they were done by afternoon. I definitely wanted the grab bars. They also put the seat in, which was very nice. The wand is good, especially if you're sitting. So much safer to get in and out of now. It seems like my showers are quicker that way. So it's perfect.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
The railroad era is on display at the Rehoboth History Museum. This 1910 N-scale diorama depicts a time when guests at the former Bellhaven Hotel could walk out onto a fishing pier. Before the iconic Dolly sign existed, mansions and horse pastures had the front row seat to the ocean. A reception is planned for this exhibit on June 20th at 5 p.m. Admission is free, but registration is limited, so call or email ahead of time to reserve your spot.
Turning back time in OC, this year the town is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Boardwalk Tram. You can see a look at one of the earlier trams on your screen. The tram, it's been a part of OC's memorable boardwalk since June 1964. Mayor Rick Meehan reflected on the boardwalk staple in a statement today saying, quote, "Our boardwalk trams have been a cherished symbol of Ocean City for 6 decades, embodying the spirit of fun, relaxation, and tradition," end quote.
We have some tech talk to run through this evening. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear an appeal from Facebook related to a massive data breach at the social media company. It centers on how much information was disclosed to investors about damage caused by the breach. Facebook says it was open about the potential harm. This involved the private information of millions of Facebook users that was obtained by Cambridge Analytica, a firm that worked with Donald Trump's 2016 campaign. In 2019, Facebook agreed to pay just over $5 billion to settle charges with federal regulators. But investors have argued that they didn't disclose enough about the damage.
Apple, you know what an Apple is. Apple's software team has expanded to add a splash of artificial intelligence this year in a bid to boost the iPhone sales. Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference kicked off on a Monday. That's where the tech company was expected to announce a partnership with ChatGPT maker OpenAI and unveil the first batch of generative AI tools for its mobile operating system. Apple is expected to call its AI initiative Apple Intelligence and make it opt-in only. It will reportedly require an iPhone 15 Pro or a device with an M1 chip or newer.
A judge has decided to let Google avoid a jury trial after the tech company cut the government a check. On Friday, a federal judge ruled the antitrust lawsuit by the Biden administration against Google will be decided by a judge and not a jury. That is, if the lawsuit isn't dismissed altogether. That's because Google wrote a $2.3 million check paying the full amount of monetary damages being sought in the lawsuit. The Department of Justice and multiple states allege Google bullied publishers and advertisers into using the company's proprietary and technology products.
Coming up in sports, meet a 4-time conference champ in lacrosse and soccer who is just as good with a book as they are with the ball.
And still to come, hostages and high tensions, the uneasy steps being made as the Israel-Hamas war continues.
And you might have to really do a whole lot of timing for your golfing forecast, because the bottom line is we're looking for some pre-dawn showers that could make it a little wet morning tee off, but you don't want an afternoon tee off because we're expecting a few thunderstorms then. So do it in between day.
Delmarva's hit music station, 102.5 WBOC.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce. But don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Are you troubled by strange smells, uncomfortable rooms, or mold in your home?
Do you experience feelings of dread when you enter your crawl space or attic?
Does your home suffer from slopes, sags, or other structural concerns? If the answer is yes, pick up your phone and call the home performance professionals like FLC Energy.
Don't just treat the systems in your house. Treat your house as the system and call FLC.
We're ready to believe you.
Kickstart your summer with Gateway Subaru, where they have more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Get ready for adventure with a 2024 Subaru Outback or Subaru Forester with financing as low as 0.9%. Need more space? Go big with the 2024 Subaru Ascent with financing as low as 2.9%. Electrify your journey in a new 2024 Subaru Solterra with financing as low as 0%. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
When I decided to have my kitchen done, I knew I wanted it done professionally, and that's when I contacted Ellen. She took me to the Delmarva Design Center.
From the moment I bring a customer into Delmarva Design Center, the ideas start to flow. First thing we do is take a stroll around the showroom so we can look at all the different vignettes to get ideas of what they like and see what they react to.
For each of the different aspects that I wanted to change in my kitchen, there were experts here, and everyone was so helpful. They listened to what I had to say, and they had great ideas that helped me put together exactly what I wanted for my kitchen.
My goal is to have the customer enjoy their space as quickly as possible, and Delmarva Design Center helps me do that.
My kitchen is one of my favorite places now. It's something that I use every single day of my life. I'm elated with my experience at the Delmarva Design Center.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu in the Middle East today. Their meeting follows a dramatic military raid where 4 Israeli hostages were freed from the Gaza Strip this weekend. This as the Biden administration works to secure the release of the 5 Americans still believed to be alive and recover the remains of 3 additional U.S. citizens. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington with details.
Long-awaited celebrations as 4 Israeli hostages held for 8 months by Hamas reunited with their loved ones. Their rescue follows a daring raid by the Israeli military.
This operation required ingenuity and courage of the highest degree.
Gaza's health ministry says Israel's operation also left hundreds dead, including dozens of children. This woman says she lost both her young sons and her husband is in critical condition. Our whole family is destroyed, she says. Delicate ceasefire talks now hang in the balance. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in the region, meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and urgently pressing for a deal.
If you want to alleviate the terrible suffering of Palestinians in Gaza, press Hamas to say yes. If you want to get all the hostages home, press Hamas to say yes.
NBC News has learned the Biden administration has also discussed potentially negotiating with Hamas to free American hostages. Those talks would not include Israel.
And what, if anything, would the United States be prepared to pay Hamas for the return of 5 Americans?
Some members of Congress say the best way to see all the hostages released is for Israel and Hamas to reach an agreement on their own, but say they support the Biden administration's backup plan.
President Biden has always prioritized bringing our U.S. hostages home, as have members of Congress.
Rising tensions over Israel's rescue operation further complicating the push for a ceasefire. In Washington.
In sports tonight, we meet a Worcester Prep Mallard that will soon become a Commodore. But first, he's being honored for his intelligence and desire on the field and in the classroom. Here is the Delmarva Sports Network's Michelle Roberts.
Worcester Prep senior Dylan McGovern led the lacrosse team to 4 ESEAC conference titles.
A battle for the ground ball. McGovern came up with it. Now he'll rip it and score it.
And the soccer squad's 9th straight ESEAC championship. And that's just the beginning of McGovern's list of accomplishments.
It feels really good to continue on the legacy of the people that have played on this team before me and hopefully inspire people that are going to play on the team after me.
Head of school at Worcester Prep, John McDonald, says McGovern is the epitome of a scholar athlete.
He is one of the most special scholar athletes that I've had the pleasure of working with
He's a leader, sets the example, is the first one on the field, the last one off the field. Same thing with the classroom. Always is prepared for class, always participates in class, loves learning.
The Conference Player of the Year in both sports is planning to major in neuroscience, minor in business, and play club soccer at Vanderbilt University this fall.
And I was sitting in class and I got a notification that I got off the wait list at Vanderbilt, so I was like completely stoked.
The Mallard Lacrosse and Soccer MVP is now being honored with the Scholar Athlete Award presented by your local Honda dealer.
Dylan, on behalf of your local Honda dealership and Pohanka Honda of Salisbury, we'd like to congratulate you on being the Scholar Athlete of the Month. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats to Dylan McGovern on winning this month's Scholar Athlete Award. Reporting from Berlin, Maryland for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Michelle Roberts.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism, somewhere to smile about.
Are you ready to advance in your career and work for a company that you can count on? Count on AMIC to offer weekly pay and work schedules that fit your lifestyle. Matched 401k to prepare for retirement. Even earn paid vacation. Count on AMIC to offer on-site health care to save you time and money. That's right, access to a doctor's office while at work at no out-of-pocket costs. Are you the next one to join our team? Visit countonamic.com to apply today.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
Be charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
Lewis Gourmet and Puzzles, 30 years supporting the community. Eat extraordinary with local and global specialty foods and inspire your brain with jigsaws and more.
Breathe in the essence of spring at Floral Inspirations. Discover vibrant blooms and charming gifts for every occasion.
Or just come in for the smell of it.
Nectar Cafe. Breakfast and lunch, fresh squeezed juices, espresso, cocktails, amazing omelets, healthy salads, hearty sandwiches, Lewis and Millsboro.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
Seasonal allergies? Not to fear. Your Dachshund is here with prompt diagnosis, comprehensive treatment, and quick response to seasonal allergies and acute allergic reactions. We're here for you with 6 convenient locations 7 days a week, including late hours with fast medical attention for you and your family. Book online for no more waiting room limbo. Fast care at reasonable prices. Your Dachshund in partnership with Tidal Health, accepting most insurance plans and Medicare. Named Best Urgent Care on the Shore. Feel better, faster at Your Dachshund.
Surface Solutions is a different kind of paving company. We believe that our reputation is more important than how much money we make. If we take care of our customers and ensure they have the best experience possible, financial success will find us. In our business, every job's not profitable, but we understand that going in. Your project will be done the right way no matter the outcome for us. It's all about doing the right thing, even when no one is looking. My best days are when we start with a customer and end with a new friend.
Wags, Whiskers, and Wine are coming to Milton at the end of this week. An annual fundraiser for Humane Animal Partners takes place this Friday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Honeybee Barn at Hopkins Heartland. Organizers say ticket holders can enjoy yard games, acoustic music, raffle baskets, and of course, adoptable furry friends. There will be food, wine, and beer as well. If you want to bring your four-legged friend to see what this event is all about, they must be well-mannered and on a non-retractable leash.
Irish Hive's camera right now in Lewis showing us that we're holding at about 69 degrees. Now, we are expecting a chance of scattered showers to kick in by 1 o'clock in the morning. It looks like everybody's going to at least get a cut of that, so to speak. Could probably use an umbrella. By the way, speaking of umbrella, Sandra Davis Brown from Mardella Springs, congratulations, you're our new winner, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Now, for the next few days in a row, we're going to be at a level of 9, believe it or not, with our UV index. So it's going to be very important that you grab the sunblock, be sure you wear it, and try to limit your exposure out in the sun. We do have some strong storms that are now beginning to cross over the Chesapeake Bay, headed towards the Salisbury and western portion of the state. It's going to bring with it some heavy downpours. Be sure you call our line to stay in touch with what's going on. Sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstedt, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.